Hello there, viewers. Sound Service here, back with more of the French campaign, where, well, nothing really major has happened, except for a Spanish-American war has started again, and so we had to break our alliance with Spain due to it, because we were allied with both and we had to pick a side. But yeah, I've moved on enough turns. The Dreadnoughts are only a turn out, and I put the Charles Martel to Saigon. The other vessels are just going to randomly separate themselves. Also, we have brand new ship technology to put to use this turn. By brand new ship technologies, I mean battle cruisers. Yes, everyone, we've got my favourite type of warship in the history of existence, now available for us to use. And it is glorious. So very glorious indeed. Especially because of my love of battle cruisers. Now, I don't know what I'm going to be doing on the Battlecruiser 1, but it's probably going to be somewhat similar to the Dreadnoughts in terms of their weapon layout and capabilities. Or I might do the approach of one turret less, but that one turret less goes into speed. That could work. Again, there are loads and loads of options. I could go more historically accurate early battle cruiser. But yeah, we're gonna wait another turn just for the advanced weight control. So then we are not going to go overweight. Now, I already have a name for the ship in mind. Or I don't know if it is going to go to this battle cruiser if I give it to a I'm gonna give it to a later battle cruiser. The first battle cruiser, I will just let it have the name that the game gives it. We've got 2 years till Mark 214, so probably 12 or 13s are going to be used on the ship. It's a light cruiser thing. So yeah. Battle Cruiser 1, it's pretty much the standard one. son Charles, but I'm not going with the name that I was originally giving it just yet, so yeah, this thing is going to be going at its maximum. Right, 26 is its. Oh well, 28 if all possible. Which I think 28 is a doable speed. Electric steering, Citadel 2, as we don't have the Citadel stuff just yet. Anti-flood, so advanced. Now armor wise, I want 13 for that's fine. Balance run out of shaft one. Now yeah, that saves us a bit of weight. Now, we could use Diderot's 12-inch, we could use the 1350s from the Montcalms. We could just even go for a new caliber in general. You're going to take the Montcalm's 1350s. And I am taking on the one gun less for more heavy firepower route. You know what, I'm going to give you the 5-inch just because the 5s are Mark III. Single mount 5s. .540s. Ballistic cap shells. base fuse, that free. And standard range and bulkheads gets us what I want for the Neptune. 22,000 tons, so they are comparable in weight to a Diderot. And 4 of you are going to be built. Meanwhile, I send the Invincibles into limited mothballs. And this would then mean that they have a chance to be purchased by our allies, but they're outdated vessels, so they might not. Our allies might not want them. Might not want them, and are probably not like me and rule always free and have an optimistic outlook on every single little ship that gets offered that isn't a destroyer. Because yeah, in rule always, when other nations sell you ships, I find it worth it with most forms of ship to just get it and then see what it's like. Well, actually, in this game as well, you have the bit of optimism for pre-Dreadnoughts. Yeah, as pre-Dreads can actually, in the right conditions, still pack a massive punch in the late Dreadnought era. If you build them right, that is. We had proof of that thanks to no scrap campaigns. Because with no scrap campaigns, they had to keep pre-Dreadnoughts around for a lot longer than most players would normally keep their pre-Dreadnoughts around for, but would be good to see the Invincibles stay in some form of active role, then just have them go to scrap. You know what, just as it's on a foreign station and that foreign station is a little bit undermanned, I'm going to reactivate Suffron, and Suffron is going to be the only member of this class that stay in service. Now those guys can wait in their rebuilds, refits and the like until further notice. going to have 11 battleships in all on the actives. Then we're going to have 4 battle cruisers to join them. Actually, no, 12. 12 completely active, because right now Saffron is in commissioning, recommissioning. Her history book pages are going to be decommissioned this month, decommissioned this month for this year, recommissioned, decommissioned, recommissioned. Sort of like the iOS. Hold on a second, everyone. Saffron's become our Quebec. And a lot of people are probably going to need the context for that. Hey Avocado! How are you doing? Well, I have some news. We have the first battle cruisers on the way. Those being the Neptune class. We've got our second class of Dreadnoughts commissioned. Our third class is almost finishing construction, and well, we are selling off the majority, hopefully selling off the majority of our pre-Dreadnoughts to our minor nation ally. I think it is only just one ally we have, that being Denmark, who's taken on one of the Invincibles as a coastal defense vessel. That does seem like the way it would be considered for them, given its age, layout, and stuff like that, but maybe not. Maybe it will be used in frontline. Yep, they want the Galois. We will give you the Galois. Galois gave us good service, and now she's going to give the Danes good service. Say, Avocado, once the magenta for the Denmark. Oh no, not the magenta. You are the Denmark. Yeah, you are the Denmark. Once the battleship Denmark is built for Denmark, do you want to design a battle cruiser or battleship, or any ship type for that matter? Remembering your very specific rule set of that you're only allowed to name them after Peugeots. Okay. Yeah, Denmark get invincible. We just have to wait 2 more turns for Denmark to get the Denmark. Now, one of our pre-dreadnoughts is staying with us, the Suffron, because Suffron is currently in an area where we don't have many ships at, and so she's just there to keep up some stuff there. Oh, pardon me. This is unacceptable. Yep, Suffron is now the only member of her class left in our service, that is. So yeah, Denmark will be done this turn. We'll be laying down your battle cruisers, and then the Montcalms will be out very shortly afterwards. Okay. Radio avocado. Time for your battle cruiser. Now, do you want largest displacement? Do you want smallest displacement? Do you want middle of the road displacement? Like, do you want to go like smallest you can with the largest size, or you know what? Whilst waiting, I will do the stuff that you like having on your ships. That just because it is later. I wouldn't know about stealing in this case, because okay, so what do you want for this avocado? What I've done is I've done all the modules that I can do with the clean slate hull, and then we just now gotta right. So yeah, we got the hull here, ship building time. Best towers or smallest towers or what? We can have up to 6. Up to 6 of the 7 center lines that we can have. Six. We can have a maximum of 12 main guns. Oh, do I want to know what you're trying to do? Well, we're already here. Are you going to try and make a ship that uses all those? mountings. Right, oh, if you need our biggest Mark II gun, that's the 13-inch, which we've been using as the 13-inch 50 caliber for the Montcalm and the Neptune designs. Our most common caliber is the 12-inch. I think I've been putting them as 12-inch 50s as well. 10s, A1, A2, and then B. Wait, no, it's that one, yeah. Okay. Right, let's move you forward because I think the only way we're going to work with getting that X and 2 Ys is having the X be on the quarterdeck. Quarterdeck. Come on. Smallest, okay. Wait, these two constitutes the smallest, so you actually don't get for main towers the worst of them going with the smallest. I'm gonna place your funnel there. I will quickly experiment with that now. I think this one here though would be the smallest we can use. 10. Hold on a second. If this fit, no. Yeah, that's the smallest we can use. Is the yeah, it works. It works. I only just although I did use 2 funnels for Neptune, the ship that came before this one. But yeah, just saying, we better not be going to the Peugeot 207 so quickly with the naming convention of York ships. Yep, side mount 10s. It works there. Works there for 180. And then with 3% beam, you've got no bar. Oh, hold on. With 4% beam, you've got no barbette over. Damn it, still. With 5% beam. There we go. With 6% beam, no barbette overhang. Full French would be getting rid of, would be ABXY, then the wings. That's like Courbet's layout. This actually makes sense being French though. As yeah, France was actually a weird case of they used both ABXY superimposed, but then wing turrets. Okay, trying 5 and moving it in a bit. Or should I do the thing that would be absolutely more strange but makes sense for the French? Should I single mount the 10-inch on the wing turrets? I will not do it if you don't want to, but that's just something that seems like a French thing to do. Or, hold on, will it fit? No, it won't fit there. I was thinking maybe we could try and fit a single 10-inch there. It would have been like, can we fit it? No, it's too limited of a fire angle. Yes. Oh, hold on. Modules. That is less explosive. That, and I know you like using base fuels until the incendiaries come along. Okay. Oh, we're French, so electrics. Right, armor. Now, good news is we only need at maximum 11 inches and we can be protected against our own guns. Okay, 10. Yeah, it seems like a okay layout for this essentially overarmed, like overarmed armored cruiser. Yep. Oh, this is harboring back to the one of the building ships for dip stuff where we armored the superstructure more than the Golden Tower on all the French ships except for one. We just had like that one ship that was a rounded out, fleshed out design. $12 to 10. Oh. $12 to 10. In a deck is as much as it can go. 12 to 12. No, 12. Oh. Well, I'm gonna keep you at the same speed as what the other battle cruisers are going. Okay, that's your armor. Okay, good news, Avocado. The Peugeot Type 1. Hold on a second, I need to get the spelling for Peugeot. We're going with one of the more sane names of Peugeot for the Peugeot cars. That's Peugeot Type 1. Eleven. Yeah, we can see about light funnel. There. How's that for the Peugeot Type 1? We're just gonna Avocado, we've now retconned in this that you're not getting paid enough by the people who deal out the pay for the Navy that you brought out Peugeot. You brought out Peugeot and made them a shipbuilding company as well as a car manufacturer. And, are you happy with this ship? I did move. Hold on, I can see if I can move them a little further inward. That is as inward as we are getting. That is as inward as we are getting, so this ship is forced to stay on its McDonald's diet. Because of, yeah, or else it would have a barbette hanging over the edge that shouldn't be hanging over the edge. Or we would have one of those sort of weird, platform things coming out just for the barbettes. You know, like the side tubs that Beaufort's mounts were on, but at a larger scale for. Okay, save it. I just want to confirm that save it, because we've had times in the past where I've taken something you said as save it, but you actually wants to change one last minor detail of it and I couldn't then do it. Right, I'm saving. The Peugeot Type 1. Yeah. Don't worry, don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry. We have the perfect thing to stop small boats getting near it. Because we have also put in an order for a repair ship from our old friends, the Russians. And we've asked them to keep it with the name Kamchatka when it arrives here. So we have the best anti-torpedo boat option that is available to any navy in history. So great that it even warns you of torpedo boats when there are no torpedo boats around, not even a seagull. Denmark want another Milan. Okay, I will give them I'll give them another Milan. In January, the Montcalms are now out of they're now out of construction. That is great, which means now we officially have in service the 13-inch 50s, a design that a gun caliber that's in use also as well for one of our battle cruisers. Although I hear that while we have that repair ship, we shouldn't ever go to war with Japan. So add that to the list of nations not to go to war with, alongside Italy, because going to war with Italy always ends in tears. Always ends in tears and cries of, "No, you idiots, why?" Or me cursing that I've lost a really good ship. Like, that does happen. More than I would like to admit, and go on to my users in chat, we actually have someone else here. Hello, welcome to the stream. Like, I'm thinking about Avocado from the Japanese playthrough that no one else will ever see. Your ships were the only ones that fought Italy and got out relatively unscathed. Well, yeah, can you call really heavily damaged relatively unscathed compared to a ship that's actually sunk? I think you can. And so I will be calling it relatively unscathed, as relative to an actual sunk ship. Yours came out unscathed, right? More dockyard building. Yep, Montcalm and Lorraine are taking 2 turns each. There's 10 turns left on Neptune. There are 15 turns left on the Peugeot Type 1s. RNG with the auto resolves, because basically most of my major losses happened because of the auto resolves. It also was on the flip side, most of my major wins were from the auto resolves, but yeah, that's how I lost Tayo. My precious Tayo. I still miss the captain's cabin on that ship. But yeah, it seems whatever RNG gods this game have are starting to like you, Avocado. Denmark want a Diderot. You've already got a Diderot and you've already taken all my old Invincibles. So no, you don't get it. What instead happens is we use up the dockyard size for a new Diderot. to, but for the Danes, on updating the Jacques. Into a massively better ship with the best standard torpedo, and I think that's really about it. There we can change cordite, so now you're less explosive, better coincidence, better engines. More range, more speed, the speed, 22 knots, not good, but the speed, chat. That's only just Avocado right now that's actually actively chatting, but we got viewers here that aren't Avocado, so hello there. Yep, welcome back. Different campaign than the one you joined me on originally. Right, say Avocado, you now actually have a fellow countryman here with you. A fellow member of an ex-Spanish colony that was occupied by 3 different nations within 1 century. Yeah, the Maud is actually not even based off of Dreadnought. The hull is more a German one because Dreadnought didn't have 2 sets of wing turrets. And to be more like Richelieu, we'd need a superstructure at the stern, quad 15, sorry. Quad 15's 2 forward mounts, and also Dreadnought didn't have any superimposed mountings. Right. So yeah, we got okay. So yeah, we got the Peugeot Type 1s and Neptune, Montcalm, Diderot. There's Invincible. That's interesting. Okay, well, we got our battle cruisers building, we got the Mouds refitting. I do probably want to bring Saffron into a refit. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I'm just going to try and focus on getting a new armored cruiser hull, because we're not doing well heavy cruiser wise. We only have 3 heavy cruisers, which we've had since the start of the campaign. It was in around 15-inch. I would have to check the exact millimeters. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I think I've got James fighting. Oh, freaking hell! 380, so that's just barely under. Yeah, then just barely under 15. As the British 15-inch guns, they're 381. Better funnel tech. But alright, let me find the French Navy in this book from this book that is way older than I am. Where's the contents page? No, I do not want adverts for shipyards. Contents. British 170. It's 33. Yeah, I recently got a copy of Jane's Fighting Ships. I've got the 1943 to 44 version. There's the silhouettes of French vessels. Yeah, according to Jane's Fighting Ships, it calls them 15-inch guns, and that's contemporary. That's contemporary at the time sources. So I'm gonna, if Jane's Fighting Ships, if the Jane's Manual says it's 15-inch, I'm gonna say it's 15-inch. Here's the thing, the French have a very, very weird history with calibers, because I think the only dreadnought that had a quote-unquote normal caliber is the Corbett's, because the Bretons, the Britannia class, they had 13.7-ish? Yeah, and also, for most of the war, the actual French warships, plus or minus a few, were actually just kept in port because they were under Vichy French, and then when they came out from Vichy France's control, if I remember correctly, a lot of them needed to be refit and repaired and stuff, and so they only really became fully active and ready for war very, very late in the Pacific War. So I don't really think that any of them went to the Pacific. I could be wrong, but all I really know of the French Navy in World War II is that the Free French Navy had got given a couple of destroyers and stuff from the Royal Navy, a few of the emergency builds, sort of like the Polish did as well. But of all like the Free Navy stuff, for me, I 100% only know the story fully of the Polish destroyer Błyskawica, one of the few Free Navy vessels that actually was pre-war. Yeah, they had Richelieu, and Jean Bar wasn't lost, she was very heavily damaged, because Jean Bar would actually, did enter service. She actually, people from that made the claim that she was the last battleship to be built, considering the fact that she was the last to be ever commissioned for the first time. Which, if you're going off of that, then yeah, she is the last. But if going off of actual hull launching, then it would be Vanguard. Vanguard, one of us Brits' battleships. Funny, we were the first that started the whole Dreadnought thing, and we were the ones who ended the whole Dreadnought thing. In terms of, we were the first to build Dreadnoughts, we were the last to build Dreadnoughts. / large all-gun capital ships. Both were under Vichy control, and then Richelieu didn't really get up to much, and then eventually when Africa was taken, she in an almost, well, compared to Jean Bart, in a pristine state, went to America, got refit. Then Jean Bart went through a whole bunch of ideas until eventually she was completed in the very late 40s, including at one point trying to convert her into USS Second Amendment. That's a joke, but they were planning to just basically make her a massive Dakar boat. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. In Manila Bay, if I remember correctly. I would one day want to actually fly out and see it, but that's gonna be a day many years from now when I can actually A, afford it, but B, have a passport that's actually valid. Because, yes, I recently found out my old one, and it expired the end of October last year, so. But yeah, like I said, I'm spotty with my information on what happened to the French warships after France surrendered. I know Richelieu and Jean Bart ended up being returned to Free France after Africa was retaken. I know, and then the only other Free Navy thing I know is the Free Polish Navy in Błyskawice. Right. Well, the Germans have forced our hand, we're at war. Okay, so I need to send someone into Heligoland. Oh yeah, I've just remembered my La Rochelle fleet was mostly consisted of those two of my pre-dreads. Toulon. I've got Liberté and Republique. I'm gonna send Lorraine up to La Rochelle with Tourville, and then from here I'm going to send into Heligoland these two ships to help defend the port. I presumably don't need my Mediterranean fleet there, but I'm going to keep my Mediterranean fleet in the Med just in case. Right now I'm just having to set up home fleet. Oh, so I'm gonna keep some of my ships in the med. Yeah. Yeah. Museums are... It would actually make a good museum, thinking about it. Oh. Melt. Right, Lorraine has found its first combat. Yeah. Also, wasn't it one of the sort of last holdouts before the Philippines was had to be fully retreated from by the American forces? Or am I thinking of a different place? Again, don't quote me, I don't know much about the infantry side of things. My Pacific knowledge of outside of some of the ships really goes from Midway-ish, Midway Coral Sea-ish onward. So, these German destroy... Oh, Mel. They have forward firing torpedoes. Almost forward firing torpedoes. Right, go aggressive. Come on, you're one of the new Montcalms. I can't lose you. Especially as it cost me so much to get the Amagi cargo-esque on this thing. Amagi Tosa-esque, sorry. Tosa class. Cargo was a member of the Tosa class, and then got transferred to Washington. B11 is gone. Good news, we are at least somewhat not damaged. Hold on a second, this is gonna be like the trooper. You take my life, but I take yours too. Buy a musket, but I'll run you through. So when you're waiting for the next attack, you better stand. There's no turning back. That's reminding me I haven't actually heard that song in ages. Right. If V13 sinks, I can go hard over to starboard and start torpedo avoidance system. The anti-torpedo mating guards. Right, V10's gone. They sent their torps. Damn it. And at least that was able to turn, thanks to the death of the unlucky 13. taken up by aviation terminology, so your name is not allowed to be used, so we are sinking you because of that. Yay! My battleship survived! It's almost untouched. Yeah, we're going to give you a couple of Le Fortunes, especially considering the fact that, yeah, the only surviving bits of Denmark are right next to Germany. Oh, the Emile Charmer, the one that we gave off to them. Well, usually when I do these ones with our allies, if the allies have the more powerful ship, I do not fight it. Oh no, we're gonna lose Heligoland. La Rochelle fleet. Isa have a job for you. Most of you. You stay back. You need to go out and make sure that invasion doesn't go through. We don't have any worries of naval invasions here, do we? But we do have areas we can navally invade theirs. Okay, the Martel and the Suffren are gonna head out. And we're going to take Saipan. Take Saipan off the Germans as yeah, this is during the period of history where the Germans hit Saipan. I think it was then they got Saipan after the Spanish-American War, and then they lost it to America after World War I. Don't quote me on that. That's been one of my favorite statements this... Yeah. What was the name of the destroyer? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah, I'll give it a quick look it up quickly. Yeah, originally a cannon class. Oh. Oh, it capsized. Capsized in 22. 2 years ago. From the stuff I'm seeing here, apparently the wreck is... I'll have to look more into it later. Probably have to look into more sources than the one time. Quickly looking at while these loading screens are going on. But yeah, if it is right that they are restoring her after her capsizing, I think she would be... she would be one of the... I need to check now how many cannon class are actually preserved. Well, there are apparently 3 cannon class preserved. 2 of... Oh, there's one... Hold on. The Taiwanese... No, not Taiwanese, Thailand, sorry. Thailand still have one in service. Right, see you, avocado. It's interesting to see that some of the older destroyer escorts that have actually lasted as long as they did. Then again though, some Fletchers did last. Well, the last Fletcher that was in service. I'm using the Fletchers for comparison because the Fletchers are my favourite destroyer class, so I know quite a bit about them. The last of the Fletchers went out of service 2001, I think it was. That was the Mexican one, and which then a lot of people got angry because it was scrapped. Especially as well as the particular Fletcher class I'm talking about. She is most notable for being not only the longest active service Fletcher and the last Fletcher in service, but by the end of her service she was the only round bridge Fletcher left. Yeah, Kid and Laffy, they're both still around. Kid's the closest Fletcher left that's to its World War II configuration. And then, if I remember correctly, Laffy was one of the few Alnam Sumners that went through Fram but kept all its guns, and Laffy's actually the last Sumner left. Yeah, I know about the 4 surviving Fletchers. Sullivan's Kid and Velos, I know their stories. No, the Benson-class Laffy was sunk during the war. The Laffy that's really famous and still around is an Alan M. Sumner-class destroyer. The Benson-class one was sunk by the Hiei, I think. But yeah, both Lappies are well known because the first Laffy is well known for her actions during the sinking of Hiei, and then also as well the second one for its massive kamikaze attack and surviving that. And then also Operation Crossroads, she was one of the ships that observed that. But of sort of the ships I'm interested in that are preserved, the only one that I know the least history about of the ones I like that are preserved is Case and Young. Mostly just because I haven't had the time to look into her story, and well, yeah, she is a Fletcher, and so I like her for that. Honestly, thinking about it, I don't think her story is as glamorous as the others of the Fletchers. Of the three Littorio class or Vittorio Veneto class, they've been referred to as both. That were completed. Impero was never completed and was scrapped on the slipways. Vittorio Veneto and Littorio ended up surviving the war and then being scrapped by the Allied nations, who got her in peace deals. Then Roma was the first major warship to be sunk by a guided weapon. She got hit by a Fritz-X that then blew up one of her forward magazines. I don't exactly remember if it was the magazine for B turret or the magazine for A turret, but what I do know is that Roma had a couple of explosions, which then ended up with her splitting in two and sinking, taking most of her crew with her. Yeah, her involvement and Vittorio Veneto's involvement their last involvement was going to internment in Malta, which it was on that voyage where Roma sank. But yeah, Littorio's weren't really needed by the Allied nations at all, and so yeah, they were scrapped, and the Italians got to actually keep two of their battleships, the Giulio and but yeah, Giulio and Dreadnoughts, those were both allowed to be kept by the Allied nations. I don't know the exact reasoning behind why the Allied nations were allowed to keep them, but Italy was allowed to keep them, sorry. Given the fact that Italy wasn't allowed to own or operate any capital ships for a certain amount of time. But yeah, they were allowed to keep the ships. They were allowed to keep those two warships. Which for me, Giulio and Doria, they actually consist for me of my favourite rebuilds to warships that had to be kept around because of the Washington Naval Treaty. Because I like sort of the story with them, that they were essentially outdated dreadnoughts that then got, through massive rebuilds, turned into semi-decent interwar era battle cruisers. It's actually a bit mixed with Hood, because Hood never got really the ultra-modern, well, for the era, the ultra-modern stuff and refit stuff like what was given to Renown Queen Elizabeth Valiant, and to a lesser extent Warspite. Hood was planned to go into it even with the war going on in 1941, but then oh, no torpedoes, damn it. But then Bismarck had to have its say in it, and the mighty Hood, well, turns out that she had the same fatal flaw as Jutland's warship, as Jutland's battle cruisers, and that she has a rather great taste for exploding, and was built out of explodium. But Rodney got her engines replaced. She got her engines replaced during refit. She had in the mid-war period, just after Bismarck's sinking, because Rodney was on her way to America to go and get her refit done. That gave her the more modern engines and more set-up anti-aircraft suites, etc. When hood was sunken, so then Rodney was turned around, her engines were pushed into overdrive, and she was able to catch up with Bismarck, especially with help from some outdated biplanes. Okay, we've done our job, GTFO, bail out. Run. Get out of here, I mean it, get out. We've done our job, we've done our duty. It is now time we leave and get the fleet prepared. Yeah, that is some upgrade stuff, but what I'm talking about by refits and rebuilds and stuff is like the QE rebuilds and Renown style rebuilds, like the essentially take everything off but your main turrets. Rip out all the engines and repair that. And then all new stuff get added on. Rodney and Nelson didn't have something like that, but they did have modernizations happen to them. And Rodney needed engine work done to her during the mid-war period. A couple have actually done it in the past. Although he doesn't do it streaming anymore this game, but Brother Monroe, he's done it. If I remember correctly, in a couple of his recent French ones. Interesting indeed. No. Right, there we go. They're gone. They're gone. Problem solved. You know what? I'm going to admit defeat with Heligoland, and I'm going to have my ships move. No, I can't have them move out. I'm going to have my main fleet move out of Heligoland to safety. Out of Heligoland to safety, and then we are going to lose Heligoland, and then we'll go through the whole peace treaty stuff. Yeah, my destroyer gets sunk and the transports get lost. Yet they gained Heligoland. Where am I repairing ships now? moved. Oh no, the Diderot has teleported. Has teleported from here. Oh damn you Dutchman. From here to somewhere in the South Pacific. Didn't say. Yeah, from here to here. How the hell did that happen? Anyway, let's start sending 2 of you over. Right, so... Right, my battlecruisers are coming. The Peugeots that Avocado made are going to be coming out soon. No, I'm not going to go to war with them. Should I just take their Dreadnoughts? Zahagen, Braunschweig, Köln, Westfalen, Siegfried. And the North Marianas. Oh, they're not Dreadnoughts. They're not Dreadnoughts. Damn it. Right, all the Colonel Alberts, we have identified you are not what you said you were, and so, goodbye. Yes. Yes, I bought us German hotels. I bought us German hotels, saw them, and we just now sold them to hotel companies along French coastal areas. I'm gonna end this episode off by building one final battlecruiser because we got Battlecruiser 2. I'm obsessed with battlecruisers, so yeah. Battlecruiser 2, 28,500 tons, and this thing is going to be equipped with the best gun ever to be in existence, the 15-inch gun. I'm saying best as in just best overall, and not in terms of actual power of the weapon and stuff. If you want that, that's something a lot different. Okay, standard, 28 like the others. Two there. Semi-oil, augs, turbine induced, electric. No, I want a balanced rudder. Balanced, Krupp, that, anti-torpedo. Essentially, I'm building a worse-off version of the Renown class. Right, you've given the name of the ship. I'm gonna just take the last bit of it. Okay, now secondary guns. In this case are the 7.7s because they've been a caliber we've used in this navy for pretty much the entire campaign, and so I'm gonna stick with the 7.7s. 7.7s, standard. We'll go with the heavy baguettes with cap ballistic base fuse. Where is she? Yep. Oh, Cordite 2, that's good. That's the thing we'll be using until we get Cordite 3, because since dip and sort of the dip mod coming out, I've just been using Cordite all the time. Now this thing, 30, you're going to be keeping with the same armor layouts that I have been using this entire campaign. You go with a lesser conning tower though. I don't care about conning tower. My admirals know that if they use the conning tower, they're dead. So, because everyone aims to the conning tower. Ah, 8% over. Okay, sorry, we're not renowning this. Or entirely renowning this just yet. That's too heavy. What's the layout on the Neptunes? Neptunes is 313s. 1350s. Right, I'm gonna go a little different layouts for this one. We're gonna go 413s instead of yeah, then that medium superimposed. QE had 15s. The Queen Elizabeth had 15s. All the 13.5 armed battleships had Q turrets with them. The battle cruisers with 13.5s didn't have what I would refer to as Q turrets. They had ABVX layouts. Didn't have Q turret because it wasn't between the towers on that particular class, but I'm going into technicality stuff now. Right, let's move you guys back. Save up as much weight as possible. Those up. Secondaries. continue our use of single fives. Instead of going with the 7.7s, mostly because the single fives we can still keep this in a relatively decent weight. Yeah, the Devastator is ready with well, mostly ready. I need to lower the weight somewhere. Cutting range didn't do it. Cut beam, cut out those. Cut beam, cut out that funnel. I'm just gonna go with twin fives. Twin fives would then sort of mean similar amounts of firepower, just less space, less weight. There. That's the last battlecruiser built for this episode. These guys are going to have six of them, and then I got to immediately suspend them all because we are overweight. And I'm going to call this the end of the episode. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope to see you all again. Silent service going silent.